Last of Us 2 showed this very visceral, brutal trailer of someone getting their elbow fucking hammered in and kind of gave me the willies. But I expect that coming from Last of Us and Naughty Dog.
That didn't give me any willies.
Really?
No.
Someone getting their elbow hammered? I was like,
I just thought it was brutal.
Yeah, god damn,
but
man.
for the most part, it's...
Yeah.
I mean, it's a video game.
So, but it looks so good. It looks so real.
But I'll get into why.
Yeah, okay.
Keep going.
This trailer they showed was weird because it wasn't gameplay. It was literally a trailer. Story trailer.
Clip, so to speak.
Yeah. So what did you think about it? Like, do you have any theories about who these people were or anything like? Because there's a lot of theories floating around, like that the woman hanging is Ellie's mom, or that these people are fireflies, and that's the whole clip their wings thing. And I didn't really want to read into it too deep. I just wanted to sit there and enjoy what it was.
I was the same way too.
Yeah.
Like you just mentioned, clip their wings, and I was like, they're fireflies.
Yeah.
I thought the trailer was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I thought, was it brutal? Yeah, it was brutal. But have you played the fucking game?
Have you watched the first reveal of the first Last of Us? Like with shotguns to the face, and come on.
That aside, really quick, the trailer is good.
Yeah.
I like that they're going on a side story, or whether this is a main story or not. I don't know. We don't
maybe this,
kind of know.
Like the other thing is like maybe this is the flashback or something.
Perhaps you play one chunk of Ellie and Joel's stuff, and then maybe you play the chunk of whoever these characters are. Either way, like I'm glad to see another perspective.
Yes.
From a world that I love.
Mm-hmm. I still don't think it needs to be fucking made, but I know Naughty Dog will knock it out of the park.
I feel the same way. I don't think it should have been made.
But they're going to knock it out of the park.
But, I mean, who knows? Maybe they don't. We don't know for sure, but with their track record, we can hopefully assume they will knock it out of the park.
Yeah, the games they make just keep getting better and better and better. So
graphically, I thought it looked fucking beautiful.
Yeah,
beautifully, like well done. Like the colors and the shading and like the shadows. Like, oh my god, those designers they have are good.
And the cinematography of this cutscene, of this like cinematic,
it felt like a clip from a movie.
Yeah,
and I'm interested to see this movie.
Yeah. Were you at all appalled by the imagery in it whatsoever?
Nah. It's a video game. It's a video game. Are we going to get into that? Controversy?
I don't like that everybody has something to say about fucking everything. And granted, this is coming from a dude who says everything on his own podcast. But it's always negative. It's always fucking negative. Oh, violence against women. It's only okay when it's portrayed by women. What the fuck? It's like, no. If you watch Walking Dead and you watch Game of Thrones, oh, I love those shows. They're the greatest shows on TV. You have no room to throw stones at the choice of storytelling in this trailer or this video game or video games in general.
Let's not forget about context, too.
Yeah.
Perhaps you wiped out an entire village or something, We don't know.
And it's just, I am so tired of somebody wanting to be the first to show off how fucking sensitive they are to everybody's plight. Like, fuck off. No, you're not. No, you're not. You just want everybody to think you are, so you come out right away, fucking, ooh, it's violence against women. Oh, we're going to talk about another trailer in a minute that got a lot of backlash because there's child abuse in it.
Oh.
And it's like, fuck off, man. Like, no, it's a video game. It's a piece of entertainment. It's not real life. Just like Game of Thrones is not real life. Just like Walking Dead is not real life. Just like Breaking Bad is not real life. Sons of Anarchy. I could go on and on with these shows that depict rape, incest, drug dealing, murder, and some on basic cable.
Yeah.
Some on basic cable. And nobody bats an eye at it or complains about it. But the minute it happens in a video game, these people that claim to be video game journalists and video game enthusiasts, and they love video games, the first thing they want to fucking do is knock it down. You can't tell stories like that in video games. Nobody knows how to deal with it sensitively. Like, give them a fucking chance. Have you played the first Last of Us? They handled that game and that story very well. They didn't hold anything back. They didn't sugarcoat or baby anything, but they also took the situation and the story very serious and gave everything context.
I mean, this game is cinematic. On the same level like Metal Gear was cinematic, or Heavy Rain and all those types of games. So we know, first of all, if you're seeing this as like a movie or something like that, like, well, even if you saw it as a movie or whatever it is, I mean, it's fake. It's all someone who with a pen and a paper. Okay, well, maybe not a pen and a paper anymore, but creating a new world. There's violence, but you're gonna see that everywhere.
It bothers me because
and we don't know what the context of this story is yet.
Right.
Like, we don't know much about these people, and like, we don't know what happened before that. Why she got tied up, or
what's gonna happen after.
Yeah, or what's gonna happen after. Exactly.
It just really bothers me that people choose to hold some forms of art on this high, untouchable pedestal and let it get away with everything, and then they take some other forms of art and they constantly want to put their thumb on it and hold it down. You're not artsy enough to be art.
And where was the talk on Grand Theft Auto?
I mean, but even still though, like, the talk you hear about that is, you can kill hookers and you can kill women and take their money and then run them over with your car. Like, if you've played those games at all, someone brought this up because Grand Theft Auto was brought up, and I can't remember what podcast it was I was listening to. Maybe it was might have been the Giant Beast cast, but they were kind of talking about this, and they brought up Grand Theft Auto and how it's always, oh God, you can have sex with the hooker and then kill her and take your money back, and it's like, that's first off, that happened in like Grand Theft Auto 3.
Those are the earlier ones.
And if you play those games, they encourage you to kill far more men than they do women. So I'm tired of hearing like this whole it's sexist and insensitive and this and that. No, it's not. Everything is treated very evenly in those games. In fact, you want to skew it the other way. What about the violence against these men? You're killing hundreds and hundreds of men. Nathan Drake, everybody likes to make the comparison. Nathan Drake is a sociopath murderer. Like, no, he's not. He's a character in a video game that gets attacked first and retaliates.
Violence in general is bad. And I mean, in the real world, violence is bad.
Yeah.
Yes. All that is bad.
All violence
is bad. This is a fantasy.
It's a form of escapism.
If this is not your thing, it's not your thing. Go look at something else. But for some people, this is what they like. This is what they enjoy. An escape from reality, playing, The Last of Us with Ellie and Joel trying to survive,
Again, it just bothers me. Like, my favorite band is Nirvana. My favorite TV show is Game of Thrones. My favorite book is whatever, It. Like, okay. Nirvana sings about drug usage and suicide. They're terrible. Game of Thrones is a show that heavily is about rape, incest, and murder. That's terrible. There's a very explicit chapter in the book, It, about those kids and sexual things, but that's okay because literature is a form of high art. Television and movie is a form of high art. Music is a form of high art. And
you're saying these are game reviewers talking about?
These are people in the business that have been covering games or have loved games since they were kids.
That's just weird.
Yeah, and I just
it's just weird.
Yeah, and then all I've been hearing, like, okay, so Danny O'Dwyer was the one that posted that thing about, okay, so I guess violence against women is okay when it's being portrayed by other women. And I was like, come on, dude. Like, really? And then on Games, Kind of Funny Games Daily, they were talking about it. Andrew Renee and Greg Miller were talking about it. And they were very even about it. But at the same time, it was like, oh, I get why you're upset. I totally understand why you're upset. I'm just saying this so as not to upset you even more, but I don't think that. Like, basically, it was like, I'm covering my own ass so you don't get mad at me, but I disagree with you. And I hate that bullshit. Like, no, if it's okay for them to have their opinions and think that it's wrong to have this in the trailer and it's too brutal, and the next trailer we're going to talk about to be depicting child abuse, and it's okay for them to have opinions that that's wrong to have in the video game, then it's okay for me to have an opinion that I think they're wrong for having that opinion. But I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, no, you can think whatever you want. I totally sympathize and empathize with your ability to feel however you want to feel. because you're not wrong for feeling, and your feelings aren't wrong. But if they're straight out wrong, they're wrong. And I'm tired of this even keel bullshit. Like, I got so excited yesterday or Thursday when Colin Moriarty posted he's going to start talking about video games again. Because a voice like his is a voice I was missing this week. And I don't agree with Colin with everything he says. I don't agree with all his politics. If you want to go down that route, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about his stance on video games and how he feels about video games. And I don't know. Maybe he agrees with these people. Maybe he thinks the trailers were too brutal. But he's a person that's not going to be... I mean, it's okay if they feel that way, but I just don't. He's not going to be very passive about it. He's going to tell you how he feels and why he feels that way.
Yeah.
And I've really missed that voice in video games. Jeff Gerstmann is one of the last guys that will tell you how he feels about a game, whether it's a popular opinion or not. Which is one of the reasons why I love Giant Bomb and the guys there. They're very... This is how I feel about things. But they were kind of even waffling on this whole thing this week. And I was like, come on, guys. Just say how you feel. You don't have to validate how you feel. If nobody else has to validate how they feel, you don't have to validate how you feel.
I mean, the way I see it, it's first of all, it's a video game. Video games have ratings. So this is obviously a mature rated game.
Yep.
You know what you're getting into. Don't let your kids play it. It's that simple.
At the same time, the people that will complain about it,
it's just like why movies have ratings too.
Are the same people. When we were out for Halloween,
Yeah.
I saw kids dressed up as Negan from Walking Dead.
Oh my God.
Kids. Younger than my daughter. 8 to 10-year-old kid.
That's just wrong.
And I'm not... The costume was awesome. He had a sweet jacket. He had the bat. The hair was on point. He had the whole deal. It looked great. But at the same time, I'm like, what parent is either one, letting the kid watch that show at that age, or two,
just dressing him up
that way for their own fucking amusement? Like, no. But it would be that same type of person that would complain about this scene in this video game. A completely out of context scene.
No.
Not to mention all the context you have for when Negan put a bat to the side of Glenn's fucking head.
That was brutal to watch.
And you had the context of this guy
brutal.
being a psychotic sociopath. You don't have any context for this, but you're going to put your thumb on this and say games shouldn't be tackling subject matter like this.
You know, in fact, I watched that scene because everyone was talking about, oh, did you see the same with Negan? Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, no, I don't watch it anymore. But like, you got to watch it. Just watch it. I'm like, but I don't watch it anymore. Just watch it. I'm like, okay, fine. I go watch it. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? Yeah. And that's what I turned it off halfway through because like I don't want to see that shit.
Yeah.
And that's what you do. If it's not something you like, you turn it off.
You vote with your dollar.
And that's what I did.
Because
I didn't want to see. I fucking loved Glenn. I don't want to see him. I don't want to see that happen to him.
I didn't mean to open old wounds. I'm sorry.
Well,
but you get my point, right?
That's what I'm just trying to put across, at least through my perspective. Yeah. You know, I didn't want to see that, so I turned it off.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. I mean, if I was at the Walking Dead panel or whatever, and they showed that, I mean, I could close my eyes, but I'm still gonna hear the smashing of that. But that's beside the point. You know, you just, I guess, vote with your dollars. If you don't like something, don't look at it. Don't watch it. That aside, the trailer. Let's talk about the
bottom line. It looks awesome.
It looks really good.
I'm super hyped for this game, even though when they showed the initial trailer, I was like, oh. As cool as I thought the trailer was, I was like, why are you guys doing a part 2? You don't need to. But I understand franchise, money, dollar bills, y'all. I get it. But the more I see about it, like now, I want them to go completely silent. Because I know this game isn't coming out for another 2 years at least. It's not coming out next year. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
It's not a 2018 game. We'll be lucky if it's... Unless they really crank it out and make it a late 2018, but I don't think they'll do that. I can
wait.
Naughty Dog doesn't do that.
I have no problem waiting for this game.
I have no problem waiting either, but I just at a point now where, okay, shut up, Naughty Dog. I don't want to hear anymore. Just all I want to hear every once in a while is I want to see a tweet going, hey guys, we're still on track. That's all I need to know. I don't need to see any more scenes. I don't need to see any more story development, any more characters. I want to enjoy that the same way I enjoyed the original game. But
I wouldn't mind pictures, but for the most part, I mean, not spoiler pictures, just like a standard picture of like, oh look, here's Ellie standing in front of a waterfall or something. I don't know.
Or here's
Joel and Ellie riding a horse. You know, I don't know.
Fighting a horse, fighting 100 duck-sized horses, or one duck-sized horse. Yeah, or horse-sized duck, whatever. You know what I meant.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks really cool. I mean, graphically, it looks great. It's probably going to be on the same engine that Uncharted 4 was on, and Uncharted 4 looked amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited for a game that I didn't think I needed in my life. I still don't think I need it in my life, but I'm going to play it because it's Naughty Dog.
Exactly.
Yeah. Man, I had so many emotions playing through the first Last of Us, dude. Like, it took me forever to get through that game. Forever.